Yo, what's up everyone? Welcome. New series, Senna series, brand new, coming at ya. Wait, is that Kato? Oh my god. Return of the King. Just going to quickly jump in. Just in case my co-streamer does arrive from work late. I'm in the Discord waiting for him. That is Hickey Cat, of course. We might be joined by him a little bit later, but for now, it's just me. And we got new Senna series. So this is going to be a slightly shorter series, I believe. So this is the first race, and we're starting here in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah, where the actual F1 calendar just had its second race here. So everybody's got the hype fresh in the mind. So that's where we're starting off. Let's get some details ready. And let's mute that Facebook tab so that I don't get stuff happening all throughout. There we go. We're good. We got some cars coming out. We got a Red Bull. Who's this? Tough Kiwi, maybe, or Jeddah? Oh, that was scary. I'm not sure what happened there. No, he's back in front. Okay, whatever. So, this is, we can expect to see some safety cars here. It's a street track. We have the walls very close. Unfortunately, I've messed up my... Just give me 1 second. There we go. Alright, let's go. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 cars coming out, 11 in total. Not a super filled up roster tonight, but we are expecting several more to join for the second race. That looked weird. That's making me a little sick right now. So we're gonna start off by watching Metal Shooter 85 on the beginning of their lap, coming down the straight, maxing out those revs in second gear. Sixth gear, sorry. So we'll just talk through how this lap works. You want to be cutting those 2 corners, gets it straight, power down, cutting all of that left-hander, and then big sweeping corners here, modulating the throttle to stay in the track limits, which Metal Shooter does to perfection. And then comes down to this very interesting, slightly banked corner with the big grandstand, coming back around to a tricky little right-hander. Got to stay off this wall on exit, which Metal Shooter just about does. Really maximizing the space. Then it's just flat through this DRS zone all the way to this tricky little chicane. You need to stay off that curve as much as you can. To the second DRS zone. And this is pretty much flat out all the way down to the final corner, turn 27, which is another sweeping left-hander and into the third DRS zone down to the straight. And this is where most of our overtaking will happen. With a 1:31.006 to get us started. Fantastic time. We have, sorry, I'm yawning. We have Jeddah unit with an invalid lap, but Tough Kiwi on one right at this other end that we just left Metal Shooter off. Cato's on an outlap. We have Camilla crossing the line with a 32.178. We have some yellow flags, but it doesn't look like anyone's out of the session. So we're right on board with Tough Kiwi to finish off that lap. Doesn't quite make that apex, but gets it straightened up nicely. Tough Kiwi the 1:31.3, so that's good enough for second place right now. We have a McLaren about to cross the line. Blue Giraffe with a 1:29.1, so that is 2 seconds almost faster than the rest of the field so far. Next to come across should be, who is that? That's Metal Shooter coming into the pits. Behind should be Smoke Dog with an invalid lap, and seemingly coming into the pits too. Jeddah should be coming around the final corner too. Very tidy through there. So Cato moves up to second with a 29.4. Jeddah with a 32 flat. That's all we have at the moment. Everybody else that's just set of times in the pits, so we still have Smoke Dog, Aussie Dude, Space Pigs, and the Viking ready to set times later on. Although some of them probably won't, like the Viking. So there we go, that is the first run of times for quali. Oh, and we've had another car join us as well. Raindrops. Raindrops, I like that, that's nice. Raindrops 7. So we might have a few people join us throughout this year quali session. So as we see Cato heading back to the pits, I believe, in the Alpha Tauri. Harvesting the energy though. Moves off to the side. Going a little bit slow. So we have Smoke Dog now on an outlap. We're going to follow on the full lap for Smoke Dog. This is it's nice having fewer cars. You get to really give everyone a bit of the spotlight, have a look at everyone's lap. We also have Camilla Kilua. Sorry if I'm getting the names wrong. But Camilla's coming out as well for a second bite at the quali lap, so we'll switch between these two drivers. Oh, a little tap on the wall there by Smoke Dog. It looked like mostly tyre, but that could be some front wing damage. We'll have to see. Yeah, it looks like missing an end plate there, so that will not be a lap worth doing, I don't think. That'll be straight back into the pits. Luckily, repairs happen immediately in quali, so We will expect to see them pop straight back in, and we will follow on with Camilla's lap now in the Williams with the lovely pink helmet that I'm seeing. With a cute little design on the front. I like that. Looks like some flowers. How do I find the stream on YouTube? Yeah, it's a good question, actually. Let me find it. Yeah, so it's Global Racing Leagues is the name of the YouTube channel. Global Racing Leagues. GR Senna Series Jeddah GP is the name of the stream. So if you search for those things, you might be able to find it. If not, you can head to the website. Ooh, Camilla with a little spin there, losing some traction. Yeah, you can always head to the website, which is Global Racing Leagues. Actually, I don't know what the website is, but just Google that, you'll find it. And yeah, we got links there to everything, so easy peasy. Facebook page too, if you like that, prefer that. So who we got? We got Maverick coming around now. So Maverick having a second try, and Tough Kiwi coming across the line to start a lap. Unfortunately, I've lost the chat again. I don't know why I keep doing this. Apologies. So Tough Kiwi really taking a big chunk out of that second. Oh no, Camilla has crashed by the looks of it. Coming out in Sector 3. Very unfortunate. Has got a time on the board though, so it's not the end of the world. While we have the chance though, we're going to have a look at Raindrops 7, who is unfortunately invalidated. It's easy to do, just like that really. This track is all about, well, I mean all the tracks are about finding a balance between straight line speed and corner ability, but this one is very important to be able to be quicker on the straight than the car in front of you, or at least even. So people are always trying to push that rear wing down to get maximum speeds, and that can lead to a very tricky Sector 1 as Maverick's crossing the line now with a 130.9 to go up into third, and then just behind we have Smoke Dog 456 just starting one off. Behind we should have one of the Red Bulls setting a time. That's Jeddah with a 130.9 as well. So Maverick and Jeddah both sitting around the same amount, and then not too much in it between Metal Shooter and Tough Kiwi. And then the front two right now pretty close as well. You got yellow flags up ahead. One of the cars pulling off to the side to wait, which is very nice of them. For those wanting the YouTube stream, I will link it in the chat. It's the Smoke Dog just reminding the wall who's boss there. Gives a little tap. Shouldn't have any damage from that. I imagine this is standard or even reduced damage, so probably standard actually. So shouldn't have any issues from that. Definitely needs to try and be a little tighter to that one. But the important thing is getting the throttle down, and that's enough for third right now. So another one in the 130. That's actually the exact same time as Maverick. So 130.930 is apparently helmet time. How about that? So it should be a good battle between these two. Next across the line, who do we have? We have Viking out on one, coming straight back into the pits without setting the time, so just getting us set up, sorted. Luke Bay has joined us as well, coming out of the pits very cautiously. So we're up to a decent number of drivers now. We got 13, so 2 have joined us. So that's good. 3 minutes left in quali. Time to set a time for everyone. Raindrop's probably wanting to head out soon. Space Pigs and Aussie Dude may choose not to. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit tired at the moment. Not sure why. Metal Shooter coming in though. We'll have time, I imagine, to go out again, but we'll need to certainly get a wiggle on. We've got Blue Giraffe coming out on one right now, so this could be a possible pole lap that we see here. Purple Sector 1, keeping it tight to those walls to minimize the distance. Throws it in late, taps a little bit of wall, but again, shouldn't have any damage. Will cost time though. Moving from wall to wall to reduce the amount of stress on the car to keep top speed. Turns in very nicely, gets on the power so smooth through there. Very nicely done, Blue Giraffe. And keeping it tight to the wall. Lets it drift out a little bit on the exit here to set up for this final corner. And turns right in. A little bit more space there, but taken as nicely as we've seen. Oh, it comes into the pits. Oh, interesting. Whoa! Alright, so it comes into the pits incredibly aggressively. Won't have time to go out again, I wouldn't think. So that'll be it for... That'll be it for Blue Giraffe. So far we've got Cato heading out though. So Cato might not even need to set a time right now. The only person nearby that will be setting one is Jeddah, who's in 5th, and he's almost 2 seconds off. So Cato could possibly just pop into the pits here. But we'll see. 1 minute left on the clock, so only the cars that are currently out on track will be setting times. Jeddah will be the first of those. Just behind the teammate of Jeddah, Tough Kiwi, running a little wide through turn 2. Possibly had a compromised turn 1 and just pushed too far wide. Metal Shooter as well. No, not Metal Shooter. Maverick as well. No, I don't know who it is. Raindrops it is. In between the 2 Red Bulls right now. Cato is just coming across to start. Tough Kiwi has retired, unfortunately, so that seems like an exit of Sector 1 issue. We'll go back on board with Jeddah, who's leading the field in these final quali runs. Down 3/10 and a purple Sector 1. Sector 2, sorry. So this is a promising lap from Jeddah. Top speed breaking around the 3:23 mark, so that's a decent number. We've got checkered flags for many of the cars. Jeddah unit crosses the line and manages to go 3rd with a 1:30.2. Just following is Metal Shooter. Nope, it's not. It's Raindrops, who has managed a 31.6. That will be good enough for 8th place. Cato as well, our current leader, with a purple middle sector, is coming through the flat out zone. We'll see what kind of speed Cato is reaching. So about 6-7 k's an hour faster through that section. So that is where some of that lap time is coming from. Being able to, yeah, 128.3. So that is a pole lap there. Unless Metal Shooter can absolutely obliterate their time, we'll see what they had. 6th for Metal Shooter. So there we go. Kato with an impressive lap. Blue Giraffe just behind. And yeah, that's almost a second between them, and then almost a second back to third. But then the field is quite tight. Maverick and Smoke Dog finish on the same time. Maverick finished first, or set the time first, so will be ahead in 4th. Manages to get onto the second row. And then we have Metal Shooter, Tough Kiwi, Raindrops, Camilla rounding out those that set times. Lupe didn't manage to. Aussie Dude, Space Pigs, and the Viking coming from the rear. So there we go. I will quickly link this stream. Viking coming from the rear. So there we go. As you can just hear the repeat happening there. So there's the stream link. There's the stream link for YouTube for anyone that's wanting to see that. I think that works. That link. It's okay. Well, it's not showing up on Facebook. So if you're on Twitch or already on YouTube, you can click the link to watch on YouTube. If you're on Facebook though, well, there's nothing I can do for you. So yeah, apologies. You just have to have a good old look and see if you can spot it. Alright, so we got some very excited viewers up on the DHL grandstand there, looking very animated. And why not? Why would you not be excited for the first race of the Senna series? I mean, it's hard for me to contain my excitement. We have some very impressive drivers, and hopefully we have a cracker of a race. I'm predicting a couple of safety cars though. So formation lap will begin. We will bring up the deets that the people love. If I stop messing around with that, yep. Let's go check out some tires. Let's get rid of that. Perfect. So everybody's starting on mediums except for Camilla and the Viking. Pretty typical for the Viking to be starting on the harder compound tire, the alternate strategy. But everyone else playing it safe, going with mediums except for Camilla. Could be a good choice. With hards, you just got to accept that things are not going to be too speedy for you at the start. But if you can keep it relaxed, keep it chill, and stay on track, most importantly, you can have a very nice result towards the end of the race. That is a very cool helmet design from Blue Giraffe, but I'm upset that it's green and not blue. You know, like, it's in the name, come on. So the front runners have gapped the rest of the field on the formation lap. It's important to keep a pace up around here. If my brother's watching, he will know that is a saying I'm fond of. Keeping up a pace around here to get the heat into your tyres. One-stop strategy, medium to hard, around lap. Well, usually you can go about half race distance on both. So it could be 12, could be 13. Those on hards might want to push to 15. Those on mediums might want to go 10. We can see the different approaches, I'm sure. But as we round the final corner with the front runners warming the tyres, Jezzy unit taking the Kimi Raikkonen approach and just not warming at all. No, it wasn't. It was Maverick, wasn't it? Yeah. So we see Maverick's got reattempts of about 80 and has driven through everyone there. So we will see what kind of pace Maverick is running with off this start. Could be a tricky one, as I don't think those tyres are very toasty at all. So we've got a few people coming out of their pit box. Jeddah unit, raindrops. Everyone else seems to have found their way. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And long hold. Away we go. Good reaction from the Viking. Getting a good start. We can't see too much from back here. Blue Giraffe up the inside at turn 1. Side by side going Jeddah unit with Metal Shooter, and Metal Shooter is around, facing the wrong way right now, and that is Camilla out of the race, driven straight into the side, and there's our first safety car. Bam! Straight away, 1 lap, that's all it took. Full safety car, and Camilla is out. Looks like just could not react to that sideways car. So Viking already up quite a few spots. Let's take a look at the position changes in total. We didn't get to see all of what happened there, but Blue Giraffe, of course, with that inside line, took first before the first corner. Jeddah unit has held position. Smoke Dog up 1, and that'll be from Camilla, I think. Lupe up 5, so a very impressive start there from Lupe. Raindrops up 2, Aussie Dude up 4, same with the Viking. Tough Kiwi down, Maverick and Metal Shooter down in 10th and 11th respectively. So let's check what's going on in the chat. Just apologies. Apologies from people for that incident. So there we go, there's the predicted pit stop strategy. Nobody on the 2-stop, and 11 to 14 is the optimal window. So we should see some people pit here, some people with damage, I imagine. Let's keep an eye out and see if we can spot anyone ducking into the pits and what choice of tyre they go on. It looks like Maverick's coming in and Metal Shooter. Metal Shooter getting a 5-second penalty there for speeding, which is not ideal. Hard tyres for Maverick. And then Metal Shooter pulling into the same pit box, getting a new front wing and going on to hards as well. So the 2 Alpines are the 2 cars that were involved in that trouble. And there we go. So we should have everyone caught up to the field by the end of this one. It'll go around one more time though. So for now we get to have a look at some of the beautiful construction sites around the Jeddah track. That one steward doing a fantastic job waving that flag. So we have Metal Shooter still needs to serve that penalty, so it could be worth hopping into the pits again. Could serve that 5 seconds now, as the safety car will be going around one more lap at least. So could go back onto this first set of hards or a set of mediums. Options are both fine. It's not really going to matter either way, I don't think. Mediums will require another stop though. Tyre deg is of course not a big deal around here, as we see again. Just AWS trying to get that pit stop strategy sponsorship efficient as possible, which I like, you know, it's worth it. We'll ride on board with Metal Shooter, see if they pop into the pits. I think it's the right call. They have decided not to, so they're going to have to serve that 5-second penalty later on in the race. Um, or at the end, if they decide to go all the way to the end on those hard tyres. It's going to be a bit of a trek, though, on those tyres. But 1, 2, both on the medium still. Cato will be looking to regain that first place as soon as possible. So, as the safety car heads through Sector 1, we will be restarting at the end of this lap. So we will look to see who is doing a good job warming their tyres as Cato begins. Go look at that lovely sweeping left-hander, the banked corner at the end of the track. Must be nice to be a spectator there for sure. So while we wait, we will get our tyre info back up and we will be racing again shortly. Alright. So I think we'll ride on board with Jeddah for this restart. We'll get a little on board cam just for a few seconds, see how the start goes from down on the ground, and then we'll switch back. But we will get this very long shot of them approaching the final corner. Safety car has officially popped in, so the race can begin from any time now. And it has straight away. There's no delay. The car's pretty much not stopping around that final corner. And no passes as of yet, though we do have Raindrops looking for one, and Viking, both pulling out, seeing what they can find. And the answer so far is nothing. Gaps all staying pretty even. Raindrops is all over the back of Lupe though. That is a 2/10 gap riding all the way in Lupe's gearbox. This is dangerous stuff, but effective racing. As the front two have pulled, well, pretty much nobody made that corner there. Raindrops looks to the inside, looks to the outside, can't quite find the space, but continues driving right behind Lupe. It's important to note that Lupe is close to Smoke Dog 2. 2 seconds the front two have pulled on Jeddah unit, which is pretty alarming. It's going to be very much a battle between those two as we get a lovely helicopter shot here of this race happening between Raindrops, Lupe and Smoke Dog. And Aussie Dude trying to catch up to the back of this now as well. Burn and energy from Raindrops, 60%, so that's 40% ERS used in one lap. As we see Smoke Dog going to the outside, and that is 3 wide by the looks of it. Not enough space there. Smoke Dog gets crowded out. Raindrops finds the space at the inside to move through. And we have 2 by 2 going through the first corner. Raindrops gets all the way ahead and has the better line for the next one. So Raindrops moved up to 3rd as we have yellow flags, and that is one of the Alpines that is out, and that is a full safety car. So there's Maverick out, unfortunately, at turn 1. Looks to have been involved with so many cars going side by side, just wasn't expecting the cars in front to be going so slow. And looks like maybe they've kind of ditched it into the wall, which is easy to do, especially if you run aggressively over that curb. So now is time for some decisions. medium tyres, it's possible that they might pop into the pits. It's going to be 20 laps on hards is very much doable. It's probably not ideal, but it's possible. So some people that are towards the back of this medium pack might decide to switch. So we'll see who does. The front two can pretty much do whatever they want. I would say Caddo would be best matching whatever Blue Giraffe does, as I think they both are fairly even on race pace, and there we go, does decide to match. I think that's the right choice. But Jeddah unit will decide to come in. Slows up just in time for the line. Tough Kiwi as well, so both the Red Bulls double stack it, and we'll see how the Red Bulls do with this. Hard tyres and a new wing for Jeddah. No, Tough Kiwi hasn't come in actually, it's Smoke Dog that's come in, so Smoke Dog gets a new wing as well by the looks of it. And hard tyres for both of them, so a good timing there on the safety car for both of them. And I can actually see in the stream replay that yes, he did get a front wing Smoke Dog, so... But unfortunately has a penalty. Is that for coming into the pits? Or is that... That's 5 seconds. Yeah, so that's speeding into the pits. A Metal Shooter has 8 seconds now, so that's another 3 from cutting the track. So very unfortunate. 8 seconds. I mean, 5 of those can be served. Should probably think about going in to serve that under safety car, I would think. Very convenient to serve it under the safety car. So second safety car of the night in 6 laps. Deary me. We are hoping for max another one. Well, hopefully none at all, really. I think the roughest part of the safety cars is that the game will, by default, take you around another lap. Like we could bring it in right now, and it would be fine if the field is bunched up. But it won't, which means that we will need to wait until the start of lap 8 for our next racing action. So let's check the position changes as well. So we've still got Blue Giraffe up 1 from the first corner. Raindrops with an impressive move sort of along this straight and through turns 1 and 2 has moved up to 3rd. So very nice racing from Raindrops. And Lupe up 6, Viking and Aussie Dudes both up a bunch of places, 6 for Aussie Dudes, 7 for the Viking. Kiwi finds himself in the same spot they started. Space Pigs up 4, and then we have Metal Shooter, Jeddah, and Smoke Dog with the position losses. So Smoke Dog comes in for medium tyres, which is an interesting choice. They can go to the end, I think. What's that? 18 laps? I mean, that's possible. They're probably not going to be the best tyre by the end, but you know, it's it could be a smart gamble as well that there'll be another safety car. Serves the penalty too, so it's very much worth it. Metal Shooter possibly should have considered the same, but Smoke Dog knows that serving that penalty under safety car is what matters. And so with everyone caught up, we will be beginning shortly. Right on board with Caddo. We didn't actually need to go on board with anyone last restart because it was a fairly even restart and nobody seemed to get the jump on anyone else. we wonder if Blue Giraffe will take the same approach, the safe approach of just launching it as soon as you come around that corner. That makes for a very even restart. Going before can sometimes catch people napping. Going after can be a little bit of a risk, I think. But we will ride straight on board with Cato for this one, and we will see the exact moment that Blue Giraffe decides to go. Is waiting a little longer and has gone. So seemed to catch Raindrops just a little bit unawares, but the gap is only 4/10 and seems to be quicker on the straight anyway. Viking with some weaving there, getting the tyres fully warmed up as we have Jeddah unit out and Metal Shooter with contact. It looks like Metal Shooter's car is completely fine though. And a Ferrari behind that somehow? I'm not sure what happened there. But we do have Jeddah unit out. That is Red Bull out and no safety car by the looks of it, thankfully. We'll have a look at Lupe though, who is really putting the race to Raindrops. Burning some energy. At 7/10 is the gap. Space Pigs having a bit of a look, although losing out some time to Tough Kiwi through that tricky right-left. So Cato has been dropped a little bit here. Is burning some energy to try and find the pace to get back. We will just quickly switch over to an onboard of Space Pigs as he launches it around the outside. And has that move fully wrapped up going onto the straight. Blue Giraffe with a fastest lap too. Tough Kiwi though, looking to make this a bit of a race. Have Space Pigs scraping the floor the entire way down that straight, burning energy. As we go back on with Raindrops, who has caught all the way to the back of Lupe and is still pressuring. Viking up in 5th. We do have yellow flags. Let's see if we can see. That is a spin from Tough Kiwi. Oops, that's a reset the track, but we'll just quickly move away. So that's damage for sure. We'll need to pit, I imagine, or just has body damage, I'm not sure. But that is effectively, without another safety car, that will be the race over for Tough Kiwi for now. Smoke Dog looking to get by here. 2/10 is the gap, and just so close, burning some energy. Doesn't have DRS enabled just yet, as have we had DRS enabled at any point this race? It feels like it's been mostly safety cars. But gets a good exit through there, so burning some more as well. So down to 60%, Metal Shooter on 20, so definitely winning the ERS battle right now. And there is the DRS enabled. So Cato now 2.5 seconds off the pace to Blue Giraffe. Blue Giraffe has just found some race pace. I mean, is 50% lower on the ERS, so that could have something to do with it. Has attempted to use a ton and just break the gap, which they have successfully done. It's going to be whether or not they can keep a hold of that gap though. Viking with some very clean racing on those hard tyres, 9-lap-old hards, is well and truly in the crossover period now. So the mediums will not be the faster tyre, and the cars with those on will not be quicker than the Viking until they pit between laps 12 and 14, or maybe even 11. We will see who blinks first of the front runners and pits. Cato closing that gap down a little bit, keeping a hold of most of the energy. So this is, this is a good strategy, I think, from Cato. He didn't panic when he saw Blue Giraffe driving off. Kept it chill, kept the race pace steady, and it's coming down and down and down, this gap. So 1.8 it is now. Viking, though, with the DRS is right up on the back of Raindrops now, who has lost touch with the DRS to Lupe. Raindrops will be the first of the medium tyre runners to come in, 1 lap earlier than the recommended pit window. We'll see if there was an issue with the front wing. No, just choosing to go for a big old undercut. Aussie Dude about a second off the Viking, so trying to keep pace there. Raindrops will come out on the fresh hards in 9th place. And Lupe with a penalty for track limits. And Metal Shooter, as we sit right on. Okay, well, I'm not sure what happened there. Doesn't seem to have any damage. Yeah, I don't know. That was a strange one. Shouldn't be a safety car, though. We'll just need to find a nice place to pull over. There we go. Those lazy marshals will have to do something about it. Awesome. Reacting like fish there. So we return to Cato, who... This gap is sort of staying pretty similar now. Blue Giraffe still with only 20%, so not finding it easy to recover much of the energy. Cato with a huge advantage of the ERS, and so this is the lap, I think, for Cato to burn through as much of that energy as possible and set the best time. So we will go into gap to leader, and we will see Blue Giraffe was about a second and a half ahead, and comes out how far behind? So it's cost Blue Giraffe about 17 seconds, that pit stop, maybe a little bit more. So we will see how this plays out. Blue Giraffe, of course, on the cold, hard tyres, will ride on board just to see how extreme this is. Using some energy, though, that has been recovered through the pit stop. 17 seconds the gap now, so we are right on the edge of an overcut from Cato. If we see that number coming down next to Blue Giraffe's name, we can feel pretty certain that they will keep first place. Coming on to some traffic, though, this could be bad. Gets the DRS. We will see how this plays out. This will be very important for the race lead here. Traffic ahead needs to get by as smoothly as possible. Losing time here. Has the DRS though, but the car in front burning, making Blue Giraffe go around is making this a little tricky for him. Not getting the most efficient. Cato staying out. Wow, okay, this is interesting. So Cato choosing to extend and go for the longer stint. This means that Blue Giraffe will probably warm those tyres up enough to gain back that gap. So we probably won't see an overcut or an undercut. But we might see Cato just at the end of the race with the advantage in tyres having a significant advantage. Is that... I haven't changed that back, have I? No. Apologies. So Lupe sort of hanging on to this gap here to the Viking as we get the helicopter shot again. Tough Kiwi will pit for mediums to the end now, so Tough Kiwi will be hoping for a safety car. That is a 30-second gap to the car in front. A bit lonely up here in the helicopter. A bit quiet. Should add in the noise. But Cato will pit, so Cato will come out certainly behind Blue Giraffe here, and on cold tyres. We will see how far behind though. Pretty good start, but as we see Blue Giraffe now already past. Oh, and a big snap of, well, pretty much locked the tyres there. Cato doesn't have to come out, won't have to pass the Ferrari though, so that is important too. We'll just straight away be on the rear end. And 2 seconds is the gap, but that is going to get much, much larger while these tyres warm up. As we have some action here between Raindrops, who seemingly has gone off the track. We had some yellow flags. I'm not sure what happened there. I didn't quite catch it. Didn't see it on the map either, but there was definitely some sort of incident. Aussie Dude giving chase to his teammate Lupe in the Aston Martin. Just inside the DRS zone, I think. Yep, does get it, so that's good news for Aussie Dude. Not fantastic news for Lupe though, who does have the penalty to serve. Oh, well, not to serve actually, that'll be added on at the end. I think that's for track limits. And the Viking comes in. So we'll end up doing 11 laps on the medium tyres. This will be a very fast Viking till the end as the leaders go by, the effective leaders go by. Space Pig's extending. Could even look to go another 3 laps and choose some soft tyres if they think that they can handle that. It's not a bad strategy around here. I think it's one of the few places that one stopping mediums and softs can be done. Although getting a little bit antsy over that curb. Has quite a bit of battery as well. Blue Giraffe and Cato has evened out on about 45%, and the gap is about 3 seconds, sorry, with Blue Giraffe picking up DRS here, so the gap's just going to get bigger and bigger. Lupe has been overtaken, but is all over the back of Aussie Dude as well, so this position could reverse yet again, or a few times for the end of this race. With the penalty though, you don't want to hold your teammate up too much if you can help it. He's burning the energy though, so wants to have a try. We're right on board. We'll see just how close Lupe does get. Takes a wide line through there, opens it up. Uses just a little touch of the energy. Goes to the outside. Purple last sector there from Lupe. And we will see Aussie Dude following through nicely. So that position may change yet again. We will keep an eye out. But right now, Cato has done a fantastic job. Oh no, has picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple track limit infringements. So was doing a great job bringing that gap down, but unfortunately just has pushed a little too much, I think. Of course, Blue Giraffe is using this opportunity to put a big gap between himself and Space Pigs. And what happened there? I can just get in front, I think. But we have a whole heap of cars together on track. The 2 Astons, the Ferrari, and Viking, who will be off in the distance shortly. It's going to be important for Cato to try and get around Space Pigs here if Space Pigs does not pit, which seems like the choice for the Ferrari is to extend and try a soft tyre run to the end. You could go lap 20 and do a 5-lapper on the soft tyres. That is a very spicy idea, especially if there's a safety car, as we have action between the Aston and the Ferrari there. Lupe getting the overtake, Smoke Dog not managing to defend fully, as we see probably a track limit violation there from a few of them. Cato, though, is all over the back of Space Pigs. These tyres, 16 lap old mediums, are just struggling with the grip. That is not a place you typically see an overtake, but Cato gets it done just with the superior grip on those tyres. The AlphaTauri looking very nice with the hards on, really matching up the colour scheme. Space Pigs will have the DRS though, so at the end of this lap could potentially look to repass or just stay in that zone and use it to try and soften the blow of those old tyres, although the gap's gone pretty much already. Smoke Dog has been taken by the second Aston Martin, but does have the DRS still, so potentially can look for another overtake here. Aussie Dude doesn't have it. It's gone a little wide there, very wide in fact. Space Pigs will now pit, and what tyres is it? It is softs, so that'll be 7 laps on those soft tyres. That will be a quick Space Pig. Unfortunate timing there. Oh, well actually a pretty good double stack there from the Ferraris. Timed it well. And that is... Why are the McLaren pit crew out? They're just standing there with the jack ready to go. Anyway, 2 Ferraris both on softs, so this is, this could get a little bit spicy here. Big gap between them, big gap to the cars in front as well, so realistically they're gonna need to be making up 2 seconds a lap from now, and that's just Space Pigs to overtake 1 car. So it's, well, I mean, if you cut some of the track, that helps as well. It's a tall order. Cato gonna want to think about second here. Viking pushing hard, using up all the battery. We'll be on some very nice tyres till the end, but well, we'll check what the penalty is first. So it's just 3 seconds, so Viking will need to take some decent lap times into these final 6 laps. Safety cars obviously are a disaster to those with track limit penalties, as we will bunch the field back up if that happens. The gap between the soft tyre runners is actually extending, and these Astons are actually getting further up the field. So that's a concerning thing to think about. 6 laps to go. 13 seconds the gap now. That's more than 2 seconds a lap at this point. So I don't know, maybe those soft tyres are just not doing too good right now. Obviously they did need to warm up, but they should come up to temp pretty fast after like 3 corners really. So Blue Giraffe, with the superior pit strategy and the cleaner driving, is 3.5 seconds almost up the road, with a comfortable lead in this season opener of the Senna series. Wish I knew it was Jeddah, I would have jumped in. Yeah, really? I guess. Look, it's the last part of this race has been good. The safety cars were a bit of a struggle, but hey, we always want More cars lining up on the grid as we see Aussie Dude coming into the pits now. Probably for soft tyres, but that is an interesting choice. Yeah, not sure what that is. Maybe thinking that they will keep that spot, but have dropped one to Space Pigs, and Smoke Dog will be on warm tyres coming down into turn 1 and 2. As we have yellow flags, and that is a retirement by the looks of it, and that is a safety car. No, it's a DNF by the looks of it. So that's a safety car. So that is terrible timing there for Aussie Dude, who has come in just before that happen. Just before that happens. None of those penalties can get served. So for those that have penalties, this is a disaster. And we would expect everyone to come in for fresh soft tyres right now. Blue Giraffe is in a win-win. No reason not to stop. It's going to be an interesting one, though. So it does come in. Cato will too. To be very careful of that pit entrance line, like the Viking is. Lupe will as well. If you're Space Pigs, you might as well, I think. Aussie Dude probably doesn't need to, but could. I mean, there's no reason not to, I think. There we go, fresh rubber for the whole field. Aussie Dude stays out. Yeah, I don't mind that. Gets the place back to Space Pigs. One lap is not going to really make the difference on as far as where goes. So yeah, I don't mind that choice. Space Pigs. Smoke Dog stays out though. So does Raindrops. Now I'm not sure I like that choice. Just because really you're gaining one spot for the sake of being on massively inferior tyres to the end of the race. Could pit now though, as the safety car will do at least one more lap. So if Raindrops is planning on pitting now, dropping back, being on the freshest tyres, then I will give massive strategy props there to Raindrops in what I believe is their first race here at Global Racing Leagues. So that would be a bit of a baller move to come in on your first one and drop a strategy banger. But at the end of the day, the one lap difference probably won't affect the outcome too much. And the field has fully caught up. So we will see. Smoke Dog could also come in. It's a little bit more risky for Smoke Dog though. If Raindrops doesn't, it's an extra car to overtake. But I think with the penalty, it's going to be tough for these 4 drivers with penalties to stay anywhere other than 8th, 7th, 6th and 5th. We'll see how we go. Cato will of course have the best shot, has had pace for days. Raindrops will come in, yes Raindrops! Big claps in the chat for Raindrops, that is a good choice. That is a fantastic choice. As long as I see soft tyres up here. We do. Okay, we're looking at looking at an Aston Martin pit box. Great game, EA. Good job, guys. It's just... Anyway, so... Brand new, soft tyres. One spot lost. Will be able to warm them up more effectively than the rest of the field too. As they have all this open space to push and get some heat into those tyres. And catching up to the back already means that this will be the last we see of the safety car, as it won't come out for the final 3 laps. And we will have nothing but racing. So we will do lap 23, lap 24, and lap 25. DRS will be enabled, I think, for the final lap. So Smoke Dog will be in the toughest situation. However, those tyres are pretty much unused, as they've only been used under safety car, really. But the softs do go off very fast. Very fast indeed. So we have Blue Giraffe leading this race with a penalty behind in Caddo. 3 seconds for Caddo. Viking looking to get a 2nd place with a interesting strategy that has worked out nicely. Lupe also with a penalty. Aussie Dude. The 2 Astons together on track, the 2 Ferraris together on track. It's looking a little bit like the actual Jeddah Grand Prix. As we see the safety car coming in. They're a little bit closer to the corner. Safety car has crossed the line now. And we seemingly are away. Viking is all over the back of Lupe right now, as we see, the 2 Astons behind going side by side. A little bit of a battle, but Lupe holds it nicely around the side. Space Pigs drops back 1 spot. No action there so far. But as we return to the 2 Astons, they are giving pretty good chase right now as Raindrops moves up a spot. And Smoke Dog coming off the track a little bit there. Not sure what... Oh dear. Cutting 2 corners there. Could have maybe some sort of damage. I can't see anything on the wing though. Could be cold tyres. I'm not sure what is going on there, but Smoke Dog will drop 1 more place as well to his teammate Space Pigs. So maybe just the extra 3 laps on those tyres is the thing that is just making it impossible. Viking ideally wants to get past as soon as they can to see if they can have a crack at Blue Giraffe. But fast running out of time for that. Getting a really good exit there though. He's bringing the time down a little bit, but Lupe as well just behind is really pushing. Used way more energy than the Viking, so a pass is going to be tough there. So far it looks like Smoke Dog may be the final car in the race, 8th place, and dropping off the back of the pack pretty significantly, 2 seconds already. Space Pig's a 2.5 seconds almost to Raindrops, who does have a penalty, so we will keep an eye on that. Lupe picks up a penalty now, so that's, what is that, 2? Yes, that's 6 seconds, so Lupe could end up right at the back here, or at least in 7th. Raindrops as well with 6 seconds, so Raindrops burning energy in a weird place here to try and get by. Is all over the back, goes slightly off track there too. Definitely, if you've got 6 seconds of penalties and it's the 2nd last lap, you don't want to do too much to impede the car in front. Obviously, hard racing is always fine, but you don't want to cause an accident. I would know something about that recently. But you know, final few laps, people lose their heads a little bit, try and push that little bit extra, and sometimes end up causing some mischief. Nothing happening there though. So we got 2 6-second penalties, 2 3-second penalties. As things stand, as we start the final lap, Blue Giraffe comfortably in the lead, Viking in 2nd. Cato could fall all the way down to 4th. Yeah, as Aussie Dude potentially could. I mean, that gap is getting pretty big. I'm not sure. We might see Cato hold on to a podium here. Aussie Dude will certainly move up though, at least one spot. Same with Space Pigs. Oh no, Aussie Dude has spun going around turn 10. And that will mean that they will probably finish right at the back. Have even dropped the gap to Smoke Dog, so that's 6 seconds now. Very unfortunate. Heading back to the front though, we see Viking pushing all the way to the limit as red lights flashing on the back of all cars, all indicating some harvesting going on. Blue Giraffe rounding the final corner of a very successful race, still burning energy, and crosses the line to finish first. We have Viking taking 2nd place, Cato holding the final place on the podium. Lupe popping down to 5th after the penalties, with Space Pigs moving up to 4th. Raindrops in 6th. Smoke Dog crossing the line in 7th and in 8th. Very unfortunately, we have Aussie Dude who just had I think probably got a little bit trigger happy on the throttle in turn 10. But there we go, driver of the day unofficially is Viking, but I would tend to agree with that one. Responded well, made the good choices with tyres, finishes 2nd from very far back, and as we see Blue Giraffe with a hell of a celebration there. And a well-earned victory for McLaren. That's probably the only McLaren victory we're going to see in a while. Not in this race, but in terms of, like, you know, they suck. But there we go. That was a pretty good race. We had 3 safety cars, 2 right at the start, and then 1 later on. That is a pose there from Blue Giraffe. Will also pick up the fastest lap, so a 1:30.8, so about a 10th faster than the Viking. We have Viking in 2nd from 13th. Cato dropping 2 spots to finish on the podium. And then Space Pigs, Lupe, Raindrops, Smoke Dog, and that Aussie Dude finishing. And then some others that participated but did not quite make it to the end. Tough Kiwi, Metal Shooter, Jeddah, Maverick, and Camilla. Probably involved in those safety cars earlier. So there we go, that is the first race of the new Senna series, the slightly shorter league that will be not running every track, but a select few, just the best ones, you know. So if you're interested, we, I'm sure, have some slots available, at least 4. So next race we should have a few more drivers joining us. But you know, if Mondays at 7:30 don't work for you, well, you're in luck, because we have Tuesday leagues, Thursday and Sunday, and that's actually it. But if those days do work for you, then get involved. Head on over to our Facebook page, website, subscribe on Twitch and YouTube if you haven't already, if you're watching on those platforms. And yeah, do all that good stuff, engagement, you know. And yeah, I mean, I don't have the overlay on right now because I realized just before I started the stream that I had deleted all that stuff, so I will get that ready and working for next week. But as a friendly reminder, our sponsors, I assume, are still Sully Shirts, Sim Racing SA, and Shutter Media. So definitely show them some love. You can get custom shirts from Sully's and our merch. That's right, we have merch. I believe there's a Viking shirt now, so if you too worship at the altar of the Viking, then you could pick up a shirt that shows the world that. Anyway, not sure what the next track is, but we'll find out. It'll be on Monday at 7:30. And there'll probably be about 16 cars racing. If you want to be car 17, 18, 19 or 20, get involved. And yeah, that's it. That's the end of the stream. So goodbye, and I'll see you again next week.